I just spilled tea all over myself. It's a great way to start the mood for this video. Hey guys, and welcome to another Savvy Thursday here on Borderline Lives. This week, as you should know, we're kind of stepping back from all the silliness that we usually do on this channel, and instead we're going to talk about stuff that inspired us throughout our lives, something we had to overcome, or something maybe just that you're going through, that we went through, that we can help talk you through, guide you through a little bit. And for mine, I'd like to talk about something that I struggled through and still struggle through a little bit to this day, which is depression and anxiety, which I know a lot of people out there struggle with, a lot of people, and it runs in my family, sadly, but there are ways to get past it. There are ways to find happiness in your life, and there are ways to not be so anxious and worried all the time. So I'm going to try to give you my story a little bit and let you know how I got past it. Now, it all started in about 8th grade. I was really happy 8th grade. I had a lot of friends, I had really good grades, I had a boyfriend, and I kind of looked the best that I ever looked in 8th grade. I thought life couldn't get better, life was perfect for me, and then high school came. And a lot of people know that when you get to high school, people change. People, like, anyone can lie to you in your life and say that all your friends are going to stay the same. You're going to know everybody that you knew in middle school and high school and everything's going to be perfect. They're lying to you, because people are going to change. People grow up, people mature, people change. They're not just going to be the same people that you think they're going to be. Now, I was a very naive 14-year-old. I always thought that people always had your best intentions at heart, which is far from the truth, very far. And I met a lot of new people through Jen. Me and Jen have been friends since, God, like kindergarten? Yeah, I think we met the year before kindergarten. And we always had known each other. And high school was the first time me and her started breaking apart. We got involved with a new group of friends who were older than us, and they were mostly guys. And relationships started forming and breaking apart, and I got in with the wrong crowd. And I lost Jen as a friend. I also had lost my boyfriend freshman year, but I got another one. And one by one, my friendships started dwindling. And the only person I had was my boyfriend at the time, and one other friend who I don't talk to her anymore. I finally realized what kind of person she was. But I felt very alone in sophomore year. Freshman year wasn't that bad, but sophomore year was when things started eating at me. I didn't feel like the same person I used to be. I felt like a shell of my former self, which I know, very cliche, but it's true. I started to come more into myself and not want to be near the world. But then at the same time, I started developing this anxiety that I didn't want to be alone. I had this deep fear of being alone and by myself. I'd be at my ex-boyfriend's house every day, almost every day, and if it wasn't with him, I was with my old friend, and that's all I ever did. If I was I was too scared to be in my room, because I had these dark feelings come in. I started asking myself, why doesn't anybody want to be with me? What did I do? And you feel pathetic, honestly. I felt really low, and other things happened freshman year that I'm not going to dwell on right now. It's not something I like to talk about very often, but maybe one day I'll put it out there. But that's another thing that started slowly eating at me. I knew this video wasn't going to be easy going in. It actually took me, to be honest, 4 tries to make it, 4 different days, to sit in front of the camera and go, because a lot of it's stuff that I haven't thought of since I graduated high school, so just bear with me. But moving on. I had a hard time in school also at the time. I wasn't paying attention. My grades plummeted. I used to be like an honor roll straight A student, and all of a sudden I was getting D's, and my teachers were getting worried. All the ones that noticed, a lot of them just thought I was slacking off and didn't care, which partly was true, but also I couldn't focus. I would sit in class and just space out, and I would try to talk to people about it, like my friend, and she didn't want to hear anything. She thought I was being petty or whiny, I guess. So she didn't want to talk to me about it, and my boyfriend at the time was going through similar things, so we would talk, but he wasn't really good at talking about that kind of stuff either. And then we'd have fights about it, about how I'd always want to be at his house, and I didn't want to be alone, or I'd always want him to come over, and you know, people need space, but at the time I didn't understand that. So, but then by the end of sophomore year is when something what really finally almost broke me. I started hearing these rumors that I was pregnant going around school, and I didn't understand it because I'm obviously not pregnant. I knew I wasn't. But at first it was funny. I would laugh it off with my ex-boyfriend and my friend and just pretend like it was some big joke until it wasn't anymore. And I heard people whispering about me in the hallways saying, wow, she really does look like she got bigger, maybe she is pregnant, or calling me a slut, or calling me fat, or a whore, or any other thing you can imagine. But the funny thing was, none of those people actually came up to me and asked me if I was pregnant, or if it was true, or am I okay, or anything. No one. But finally, this girl that I was in school with came up to me, and she was like, I just want to let you know that there's people around the school that are spreading rumors about you that I know aren't true. I know you're not that kind of person. Even if you were, I wouldn't be going around saying these nasty things about you, because things happen like that. And she was a freshman, and she said this to me on my birthday, and I will always remember. I finally realized that there are kind people out there. There are people that are looking at your best interests. Not all of them, but there are some who actually care about you, even if it's a complete stranger that you never talk to. There are people out there. And then I also, at this time I was getting closer to my family up in Connecticut that I had gone to visit recently. And I was talking to my cousin Erin on the phone, and we have a lot in common. Me and her are almost the same person. She also doesn't realize that she was what brought me out of it, because whenever I called her, she would answer the phone, and she would talk to me as long as I needed to, and that's all I really needed, was someone to listen to me. And I was finally coming back to the surface. I had made some new friends. I didn't feel that alone anymore. And then me and my ex-boyfriend, he broke it off really suddenly the day before my birthday, and I went back to how I was again almost. I was really upset, like most girls are when they break up with their boyfriend and their boyfriend dumps them. But the next day, on my birthday, Jen came up to me. We hadn't spoken in about a year, or almost 2 years since at this point. She came up to me with a birthday card that had $20 in it, and she said that she was there if I needed anything. And I realized how stupid we had been to stop being friends. And the minute me and her became friends again, everything was okay. Jen is that person in my life, whether she realizes it or not, that I am just happier when she's around, because she knows me better than anyone, really. And me and her became friends again, and senior year rolled around, and senior year was the one year in high school where I finally said, I don't want to be sad anymore. I don't want to be depressed. I don't want to be that person that sits in my room and cries and doesn't know why. I just wanted to be the best I could be, and it was really my start. There is always someone out there who will listen to you, who will take the time to listen. Not a lot of people are the type that can sit there and listen to people. Some people are the ones that actually do the talking. There's 2 types of people in the world. Just find that one person you can go to, no matter what the situation is. There's always someone. And even if there's not, there are numbers you can call, hotlines, people online, anybody. Just find somebody that you can talk to. And I swear, it'll make all the difference in the world. And I just wanted to let you guys know that there is someone always that's going to be on your side. No one is ever alone. Well, there you guys have it. I hope you liked this episode of Sappy Thursday, even though it was kind of on the sadder side. Next week, I promise we'll be back to our silly selves. And if you like this episode, please be sure to give it a like or thumbs up down below. If you want to see any more of my face, you can click last week's video or any of my social media sites on the side. If you want to see any more of the beautiful faces from Borderline Lives, be sure to click on one of the faces below and subscribe. I'll see you guys next week. Bye! 'Cause you had a